Okay, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Matt with Green Bar Trading here. And this is our weekly watch list video. So I'm going to try to get through this as fast as possible. These videos can go on a little long. So let's try to just run right through it. This is our economic calendar for the week. So when you're trading, be aware of these things. One of them that's sticking out right now is the FOMC minutes on Wednesday at 2 p.m. That will 100% make the market volatile during that time. And then on Friday, you have the core PCE inflation numbers. Also, really key things to look at this week. So that's that. Okay, and now for our earnings for the week. This is a pretty big week because we have NVIDIA on Wednesday, and that's one that a lot of people like to day trade. Zoom on Monday, Best Buy on Tuesday. So these stocks have seen some really harsh selling. So that one will be interesting. Macy's also, Costco. These are all really important earnings to keep on watch because we need to see what they say about inflation. So we saw, Target absolutely get crushed after earnings, which, by the way, that was one of my picks that was not good. So I thought that their earnings would be really good. Obviously was wrong. So, when I get to my picks, you got to realize, do your own due diligence. Not every single one of my picks is going to work out as planned. Also, trading around earnings, very dangerous time to trade. So also keep that in mind. With that being said, let's look at the major indexes. We're going to start with the SPY. This was a absolutely perfect call of this bounce here. So if you watched last week's video, this was where I had us coming to 381. It hit, within 50 cents of that mark. And then on Friday, saw a huge rally to end the day. Technical bounce is what I'm thinking. I'm going to also show you something that I found this morning that is so interesting. If we just look at this on the weekly chart and we go all the way back to 2000, the year 2000, when we had the bubble, okay? The tech bubble burst in the year 2000. In 99, we hit highs of 153 on the SPY. And then to get back to those highs, it took 7 years. And, an absolute perfect double top right here. This is on the weekly time frame, going all the way back. So isn't that kind of interesting that we hit the high right before the financial crisis and then had another huge correction, huge pullback in the market, more of a crash. So, that was pretty cool. So what we've seen here is 7 straight weeks of selling, 7 straight weeks of not making any progress in the market. The last time that happened was, well, what do you know? Back in I keep saying 2020, back in the year 2000, the tech bubble burst, and then we see that massive sell-off here, okay? This is the last time that we saw that many weeks in a row that were red. And this exact pullback right here is going to really be interesting. From the highs to the lows, 20%, okay? 20%. So when the bubble burst, you saw that first, real big leg down 20%. and then it rallied. Okay. So where are we now? Exactly 20%. So does history always have to repeat? No. But it, most of the time history does repeat itself. And while we saw this pullback 20%, will we now see that the bottom got put in, and will we start to, come back up a little bit? Which is what we saw when the bubble burst. You had that 20% pullback, and then it went up for a little bit, and then continued to eventually sell off. But I do find that's very interesting. With this many weeks red, same back in 2000, to the same percentage, and then we saw a bounce. So what I'm going to be looking for is history to repeat itself, and for us to see a little bit of a bounce. So, going into this week, it's going to still be choppy. The VIX is still elevated, but I do think that we're going to start to see a bounce. So out of my picks, I have here 6 picks. 5 are longs and only 1 is short. So that's the SPY. Going to the Qs, we see, that's just crazy where we were trading. The Qs hit a low of $19, and now we hit a high of 408. So let's look at this on the 3-year. This is kind of where I see a lot of support, is where this chopped around here. We saw previous resistance, support, 267. That's why I have that one down here. We have pre-COVID highs of 235. And, here we are. This is where we're trading currently. A nice candle on that last day there. A lot of stocks look the same way. It was options expiration day, so who knows? But this is just the Qs continuing downtrend. The way that this has been doing it, it consolidates for a little bit, big drawdown, consolidates for a little bit, big drawdown, consolidates for a little bit. Where are we going to go? We saw that, big drawdown here, but we rallied. So a little bit more of a bullish sentiment going into next week at the moment. This is the Dow Jones ETF. We closed at exactly the 15% correction zone. So we're right there. That's a nice candle on the daily. So we'll have to just keep an eye on, some of those industrial stocks. But now getting into my 6 picks for the week. Let's start with something that has gotten devastated. This is the ETF for the biotech. Okay. We hit COVID lows right here, hit COVID lows, basically to the penny. So why am I bullish this? The stock has to, the ETF at some point is going to start to find a base. And what a better way to hit COVID lows and then see a really nice bounce. And look at that really nice daily candle here. Nice bullish hammer. So this one I am looking to get long. I think that this one has seen so much bearish sentiment that we are going to start to see some of this rally. So that in turn will bring me to my next pick, Pfizer, another healthcare stock on a very nice upward trend, very nice looking bullish chart. This one was on our last weekly watch list for the calls. Got a very nice push up here, broke the 50 moving average, which is huge. So this is something that I'm going to be looking for calls on. Doesn't move that much, but just thought that I would show you guys some of the stocks that are holding up a little bit better in this market. So that's it. You will have a descending trend line right there, but maybe we get that nice breakout from this wedge here. So Pfizer, I'm long on. XLV is another one. This is another healthcare ETF. These tend to do well in this type of environment. High inflation. You still need your healthcare. So we saw this level really supported very nicely. It was on our last weekly watch list. Got a really nice push up, pulled back, and now is starting to move back up again. I'm long on this sector. So this ETF, I'm long on, and that'll bring me to Moderna, which I'm also long on. This is also one that was on last week's video. Double bottomed, okay? If we zoom in a little bit on the daily chart, you can see the break of this trend line retested. And this is going to be an area that I'm going to be looking to see if we can get good entries for that next leg up higher, since this trend line was broken. So mRNA, I'm long on this one as well. And let's see, just rolling through these. Disney, trading below pre-COVID. We all know this one, again, was on my watch list for a nice bounce. We got the bounce off 100. We got the retest of 100 in major selling in the overall market. So it's not just this stock. You know, most stocks got absolutely hammered. This one got hammered, but held its level. So I thought that that was very bullish. So I'm still looking to see if we can get that breakout, that sustained breakout on Disney. It's holding up, but if we do break under 100, you have to be thinking that's a time for puts. But right now, I'm more bullish on this if we can see this continue to hold that level. So that's Disney. And now for our short is none other than Tesla, okay? Tesla has totally broken down on massive volume on Friday. It was options expiration day. That can definitely add to the volume. But look at this really nasty day, down 6.4%. As the rest of the market rallied, this only rallied a little bit. Still really not a nice day. So what I would be looking for is if we get any sort of retest, let's say the market jumps up and we get a retest into this zone here, that could be an area low risk for puts. We'll see how Tesla opens up. It could be one that just gets hammered right off the bat. Who knows? But a lower risk entry would be the retest of this 700 level. So we'll see what happens with Tesla, but I'm short on this because it broke down. It broke this spot. So obviously showing a lot of weakness on heavy volume. Let's see, is there anything else we got to talk about? That is going to do it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this, weekly watch list video. I put a lot of time into this, a lot of time into the charts. So if you would hit the thumbs up for me, and if you're new, consider subscribing. We would love to have you. And that's it. So we'll see you tomorrow with another video. Take care, guys.